Okay guys, we're out here doing another ballistics test for you. What we have today is the Hornady Critical Duty. This is Hornady's newest ammunition. It is the 135 grain flex lock bullet, and this is the 9mm plus P round. The numbers, factory numbers, are 11-15 feet per second. Okay, so we're going to test these out, and here's what the bullet looks like. It's got the little Hornady H on the polymer tip, if you can see it. These are different than the Hornady Critical Defense, so I'm kind of excited to test these because, you know, the Hornady Critical Defense is not my favorite load. So we're going to see how much better these perform today. And the gun we're going to be testing these out of is the Glock 26. So it's a little bit different. Usually I test out of my M&P 9mm, which is a 4.25 inch barrel. This has got the 3.5 inch barrel. And so it'll be kind of a test to see how well it performs out of the shorter barrel as well. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and get her set up and we'll take the shot. Alright guys, the setup is a little bit different today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to go through 4 layers of this terry cloth towel because I didn't have my denim with me today. And we got some expired chicken, alright, from a butcher's, and what we're going to do is we're going to shoot through this first. Now this is about 5 inches of meat right here in the beginning, so meat and bone, and then we're going to go into jugs of water, so we'll capture the bullet that way. So this will give us a little bit better representation of actual ballistics. I know chicken's not the same as red meat, but it's a little something. So, and we're going to be shooting through that terry cloth towel, so let's go ahead and get her set up and we'll take the shot. Okay. This is the 135 grain Hornady Critical Duty plus P. Okay, there is the chicken, and we'll get to that here. And then there we have 1, 2, 3 jugs. So the chicken and 3 jugs, and it's in the third. So let's go ahead and pour that out, and then we'll dissect the chicken as well. Nice and easy. Okay, nice. All right, no tip, but oh wow, look at that. That is really beautifully uniform expansion. Cool. Right on. That is the Hornady Critical Duty, guys. Let's lay it down here against the rock. Nice little backdrop here. We'll get a nice shot of it. Okay, so here is the entry. We're just left of the breastbone. Alright. And we're going to flip her over here. And that, my friends, is the exit. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. That is blown the heck open. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to slice it down its rump here.
Kind of stinks with this expired meat.
Yeah, right. The guts are kind of all over the place. So let's just slice all the way around it and we'll just kind of gaze into it. Wow, just a congealed mess, eh?
Looks like it barely hit the breastbone right there.
Yep, nicked the breastbone.
Blew a couple chunks right into here.
Okay, so it nicked the breastbone. So we know it did have some impact on the bone itself. Okay. Gruesome. I mean, it's just completely liquefied in there. Okay, so
small tip. Part of the Hornady.
Oh yeah, that's part of the, you guys can see that part of the polymer tip right there. Dude, that does stink really bad.
That's rotten, dude. Alright, so
wow. Okay, let's open up right here so we can just see a little bit more. No, just open it up. Now it did hit that breastbone a little bit, didn't it? Okay. And then the exit. And chicken's not the best thing to be shooting through, like, you know, to get an accurate.
But it hit its spine right there as well.
Oh, it just blew the spine to pieces. Yeah, so we're talking through 2 chunks of bone. It actually did hit 2 chunks of bone. Is that part of the tip there too, or is that just blood?
That's just blood. Part of, yeah, tip. Or no, blood.
Yeah, blood.
And this just liquefied
It just liquefied the inside, guys. So Mora's doing the Mora knife is doing the hard work today. What we're going to do here is we have one other bird that has not been shot yet, so we're going to slice it open the same, and we're going to compare the innards between the Critical Duty and before and after. And then we're going to be shooting another ballistics test through this one, but we wanted to show you kind of the before and after, so what the insides look like before it's shot. Okay, now don't slice all the way through the guts. Just open it up. Yeah, see? Okay, guys, look at the insides there. You can see that all the organs are together. You can see the membranes that are intact. All the connective tissues are still there. Now, compare that with this gelatinous goo that we have now. That's what happens when you get an impact with a round. It just kind of liquefies everything. All the hydraulic forces just kind of gelatinize it all. So compare the organ meats.
Look at the different color
before and after. Oh yeah, it's almost cooked. It's almost like denatured, you know. All right, guys, there's the number, 0.506 inches of expansion. That's just over a ½ inch of expansion. Really, really nice from this round, considering the fact that on Hornady's website, their literature states that this round is not optimized. The Critical Duty is not optimized for shorter barrels. So it was really designed to be fired out of service style pistols or full frame pistols. So we're looking at a service pistol with a 4-inch barrel or greater. And so that being said, the ½ inch of expansion that we got, it went through 1 chicken and 3 jugs. That's a lot of penetration. So we also had 2 bone impacts. We had the impact on the breastbone, and we had the impact on the spine itself. And so 2 bone impacts, we still got a ½ inch of expansion and 3 jugs of penetration. That, my friends, is a win. I would consider that for sure a win. Now, I'm still debating as to whether or not I would condone this to be used in a concealed carry style pistol, such as the Glock 26. Mainly because if Hornady is putting that on their website in their literature, there's got to be a reason for it. They did say it was designed to function in all weapons, but they did state that it will. It's not optimized for shorter barrels. On the left, we have the Hornady Critical Defense. On the right, we have the Critical Duty. You can see that the Critical Duty does have 20 grains of weight and mass on the Critical Defense. The average expansion we saw with the Critical Defense was 0.519, so it did expand a bit more. Granted, this test was done out of the M&P 9, which is a 4 1/4 inch barrel. This one was fired out of the Glock 26, which is a 3 1/2 inch barrel. So let me tell you a couple things about the Hornady Critical Defense, okay? The Critical Defense I have a really hard time warming up to, and I'll tell you, before I jump into that, let me just show you these rounds back to back. The Critical Defense is on the left, the Duty is on the right. You can see that the Duty has about an overall length of about 1/10 of an inch longer. The reason why that is that it is a heavier bullet, and they probably have to give it an overall length a bit further to seat it properly. The polymer tips are very similar. The Hornady Critical Duty on the right has the Hornady symbol, the H, stamped into the polymer tip. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the Critical Defense and the reason why I have a hard time warming up to this round. For one, I consistently test it out at slower velocities than advertised. This particular test right here was, I recorded a velocity of 1,083 feet per second from this 115 grain defense load here. Okay, it is 115 grain, and the reason why I don't necessarily like that is the fact that it's 115 grain. It should be flying at a lot faster than sub 1,100 feet per second. Okay, and so I think that the Hornady Critical Defense is going to be plagued with underpenetration. The other major factor in me having a hard time warming up to the critical defense is the fact that it is not rated for barrier penetration. Hornady's own literature states this, that it is not suitable for barrier penetration, and that is things such as glass, sheet metal, those type of things. And so, will most people in their concealed carry situations, if they're ever presented with a defense situation, call on barrier penetration? Probably not. But I sure like to have that ability waiting in the wings if I do need it. And so the lack of barrier penetration, the lack of penetration overall, I think that the Hornady Critical Defense is plagued with. I think Hornady tried to remedy in the Hornady Critical Duty. This one is rated for barrier penetration. Okay, that's glass, sheet metal, things of that nature, wallboard, and it is going to be faster in velocity. Now, if you look at the compared velocities, this one says 1140, okay, feet per second. This one says 1115 feet per second. I've never even come close to seeing that in a full-size gun, 1140. Now, I will be doing some testing on this, and I think that we should be getting pretty close to these numbers in a service style weapon. So we're going to go ahead and test that for sure. So I think that Hornady's really trying to remedy some of the shortfalls of the defense in their duty series. So unfortunately, it is not optimized for shorter barrels. Although, as you can see from this test, it sure did function pretty well out of a short barrel in this particular case. So be looking for the repeat test in the M&P 9 soon. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about this ammunition, please leave them down below. Also, don't forget to, if you really like seeing these type of videos, please give me a thumbs up so that it will help the video, help the channel, and so that we can continue to make these videos for you. Also, guys, if you're not subscribed and you want to see more of these, go ahead and hit the subscribe button up at the top. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you and your comments and your inputs. So, thanks, guys, and we will catch you in the next video. See ya.